In recent years, many studies have shown that friendship between different animal species is unusual. However, a large-scale study published in the journal Animal Behavior suggests that these cases are more common than previously thought. An unlikely pair, a baby rhino and a baby zebra, found each other in a time of need and were able to provide the comfort and companionship they both so desperately desired. Although the reason and onset for their friendship is one that pulls at the heartstrings, it is nice to see a silver lining shine as brightly as this. We are going to look into some gruesome realities that these animals had to experience, as it's an important bit of context. An unlikely friendship started between a baby zebra and a baby rhino at Care for Wild Rhino Sanctuary. A baby rhino and a baby zebra were both found orphaned in the wild, becoming the best of friends in the sanctuary which took them in. Care for Wild is the largest orphan rhino sanctuary in the world, and they aim to rescue, rehabilitate, release, and protect the animals that come into their care. The zebra, named Majeji, was found abandoned after storms and heavy rain. The workers, despite specializing in rhino care, couldn't leave it behind. They first found the zebra in South Africa's Kruger National Park, one of Africa's largest reserves, back in November 2021. In an Instagram post, the sanctuary wrote that they'd received a new baby, but a little smaller and stripier than our normal patients. After the storms and heavy rains, rangers on patrol in the reserve came across a very young zebra foal laying abandoned and motionless in the wet grass. Estimated to be only a few days old, she was incredibly weak and found it difficult to stand. Thus, she was admitted to the sanctuary's intensive care unit, ICU. Whilst in the sanctuary's ICU, she met a rhino named Akwazi, and joined by their wet past, they started forming a friendship. They named the young zebra Majeji, meaning Rain Queen, a beautiful immortalization of her past. The poor animal had a lot of ailments to battle, but the workers kept a close eye on her, doing what they could to better the state of the zebra. Day by day, she got her strength back and made a rhino friend along the way, named Akwazi, who was also spending time in the ICU. As unlikely as this friendship could seem, their curiosity got the best of them. A short while after Majeji was found, the workers came across a baby rhino, so young it still had the umbilical cord attached. Less than a month later, a baby rhino was found. Alone and fighting for its life, its still attached umbilical cord signaled that it must have been less than a day old. Sanctuary workers wasted no time saving the rhino, rushing it straight to the ICU. The calf was incredibly weak, always having a caregiver by her side to monitor her health, help maintain her temperature, and provide food. Whilst it isn't clear why the baby was abandoned, the rangers decided to fly her to Care for Wild so that the hyenas would not eat her. It may not be a coincidence that she was discovered during a horrid week where dozens of rhinos were murdered by poachers in just a few days. It's a fact that babies are left behind as their mothers perish after their horns are harvested. But we'll get into the reasons, impacts, and means of stopping poaching a little bit later in the article. Although unclear why it was abandoned, the baby was found during a horrendous week of poaching, where many rhinos lost their lives. She was named Daisy, and she was in a very bad condition, requiring constant observation and care. It wasn't clear whether she'd make it. The sanctuary kept posting updates on its journey, saying that this tiny, miniature rhino instantly climbed into our hearts. With her oversized feet, droopy lips, and hairy ears, she looked prehistoric, and yet she was so unbelievably vulnerable. Each day passing seemed a miracle to still have Daisy breathing and fighting for life. Little by little, she pulled through and started garnering strength. Akwazi, the first rhino, got better and left the ICU, Daisy taking his place, and Majeji wasted no time in making another friend. After Akwazi left the ICU, Majeji turned to befriending Daisy, the two quickly becoming inseparable friends. The zebra offered the rhino a lot of comfort, the sanctuary noting the gentleness and care Majeji exhibited. The workers told Newsweek that Majeji is amazing company for Daisy and very affectionate towards her. She is a friend that can be with her 24/7, and this in turn helps to prevent too much human contact with Daisy. Despite the multiple dips in Daisy's health, she pulled through, beating any and all odds and recently celebrating 4 months. She couldn't have done it without all the caregivers and, of course, her best friend. The zebra offered a lot of comfort and company to Daisy, and soon she began beating all odds. She celebrated her first month, and more recently, her 4th month, steadily growing into a beautiful rhino. Their friendship cannot be understated, each baby offering the other a much-needed friend after what they'd gone through. The pair had become quite playful and mischievous, finding the milk preparation station and giving a worker some grief. Regardless of their little shenanigans, their caregivers rejoice in their friendship, saying that it's hard to believe how hard we fought for their lives when now you see them strong, cheeky, and up to all kinds of mischief. Majiji also tried teaching Daisy how to graze the green, delicious grass, but Daisy still has a ways to go in mastering the art. There will come a time when the zebra and the rhino are old enough to be released into the wild, but that date is still very far away. At the time, Daisy wasn't able to play or interact with other rhinos too much because she was simply too weak for their boisterous and rough behavior. But as she continues to grow, the sanctuary believes that she will eventually join the other orphan rhinos and Majiji will return to a herd of zebras. Regardless of their potential separation in the future, their unique friendship will always be a vital part of their rehabilitation journey. But that future is a long way away, as baby rhinos drink milk until they're around 17 months old. Daisy won't enter the rewilding program until she's at least 3 years old, so we'll have lots of beautiful moments of their friendship to enjoy. In the meantime, we can continue to enjoy their friendship and observe their lives together. However, one cannot look past the reasons for their stay at the sanctuary, and one of them is poaching, the illegal killing of animals. I hope you like this video. Please share and subscribe to our channel for animal stories. Thank you.